Good morning. The meeting of the Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby called to order. The meeting is being held at the office of the Louisiana Tax Commission at 1051 North Third Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. The time is 9 a.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Russell,
Here?
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Romick,
Here.
Commissioner Guidry,
Here.
Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
5 present and a quorum.
Thank you. There being no old business, we'll move on to the approval of minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes from the meeting of February the 11th.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 1,469 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 1,414, place 54 in pending status, and deny 1. Staff requests approval of these change orders.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the 1,414 change orders and place 54 in pending status and deny 1 for reasons given by staff.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 58 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve all 58. Staff requests approval of the prior pending change orders.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 58 prior pending change orders that staff has reviewed and requested approval.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 13 tax sale cancellations, 3 in East Baton Rouge Parish due to being sold, and 10 in St. Tammany Parish due to being erroneously sold. Staff requests approval of 13 tax sale cancellations.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 13 tax sale cancellations.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Ms. Malvo?
Good morning, Tanisha Malvo here for the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today, I have the supplemental tax roll for Orleans Parish for calendar year 2025, third quarter for tax years 2022 through 2025. The supplemental rolls includes the electronic rolls, the TC-33s, the abstracts, and millage reports for those years. The quietus and the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's approval letters are not required for the supplemental rolls as they were previously filed during those tax years. Please note that the LTC values for public service, banks, and insurance values did not change. The assessor has provided an affidavit attesting that the information contained in the supplemental tax rolls is correct and that all affected taxpayers were timely notified. The reason for the supplemental rolls is because of they were real property and they had to cancel or adjust homestead exemption or the age freeze due to deceased owner or possibly new ownership. Staff requests approval of the Orleans Parish supplemental tax rolls for calendar year 2025, third quarter, tax years 2022 through 2025.
Thank you. Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the current year 2025 on Q3 for tax years 2022 through 2025 for Orleans Parish in the supplemental tax roll.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Thank you.
Morning. For those of you who don't know me, Kurt Hoffman, I'm attorney for the Tax Commission. I'm going to administer an oath to anyone who will be testifying in the appeal hearings today, so I'll have you stand up at your chairs. I will administer an oath. I will indicate to you individually to affirm the oath, and I'll ask that you state your name. Please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Your name?
Russell Almond, I do. David Mejia, I do.
Thank you. Y'all may have a seat. Appraiser, same exercise. Please raise your right hands. Unmute. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? George?
George Wallace, I do.
And Luke?
Luke Brewer, I do.
Thank you. Very good, Chairman.
We'll call the first appeal.
Okay, the first appeal we'll take up this morning is the appeal of Ezra Bate Jr. versus Cesar L.G. Williams in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25-221-71001.
I might have missed it. I might have not sent it by accident, but, my issue with this is with the appraisal is that it's shown as average value. Okay. My issue with this whole deal is that it's shown as average value, and I don't believe that is the case. If you look at where is my paper? A property of average value is supposed to be financed under normal conditions. It's National Real Estate Association of Real Estate Appraisals defines house in average condition as one that shows signs of normal wear and tear, exhibits an ordinary standard of maintenance and upkeep relative to its age, and is most common condition typically encountered in the market. Key characteristics of the property in average condition include maintenance level. Dwelling has been adequately maintained, but some minor deferred maintenance or cosmetic repairs due to normal wear and tear may be present. Building components, all major building components are typically functional, but short-lived items may be approaching the end of their physical life, though functional. Some components may be updated, but has not undergone a complete renovation. Quality of workmanship, I don't know that that's, but the one big thing, financeability. Properties in average condition, C4 or C3 condition, are typical of full finance in their current state or quality of conventional loans. I beg to differ. If you look at the pictures I've sent, particularly the ones underneath the house, you can see where I've been forced to jack up the house so much so that I have 3 or 4 jacks underneath that house. And I've been shimming it with wood, and it's still, I had an issue at the date of this appraisal with the plumbing going into the street. And that's why it started sinking. And I had it fixed in late 23. It cost me $7,500. It's still sinking. I'm still having issues with it. Although it's less frequent, I still have to get up underneath there and jack it up from time to time. This is not, I believe, an average condition house. The best offer I've got now, I had gotten an offer in 2023 for $220,000. I started thinking about selling it again when I got the tax bill. And I thought I was going to get, because the same guy called me and said, "Hey, you want to talk about it?" I said, "Sure." So I came by and took a look at the house again. And I was talking to my real estate agent, who in my opinion is the best real estate agent in Louisiana. She sold a house for me off market, and to a guy who she sold his house off market and got me 6 times the price I paid for it. But anyway, I digress. I told her that the guy was going to offer me $220, and she said, "You need to take that offer and run." So I don't think the house is anywhere near worth $250. Of course, we're looking at 2023, maybe $250. I don't know. I accepted the $250 at the time because I figured, well, maybe if I did some of the work, I could get it up to that or whatever. And I accepted it back then. But I think it's a mistake for me to accept it right now. I don't think you can call this average condition. There's just too much going on underneath that house. And, I mean, the paint, although I do work on it from time to time as time allows, It's just not in that good a condition. It's not, I don't think it's an average condition. I think it's below average. That's my case.
Okay, thank you. We'll hear from the New Orleans Assessor's Office.
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. Russell Almaraz for the Orleans Parish Assessor's Office. Just a little background of the property. It was appealed in 2024. It was appealed again in 2025. The taxpayer withdrew his appeal. We did an appraisal of the property. The Tax Commission did an appraisal of the property. The Tax Commission's appraisal came in 263. Ours was slightly lower at 257. As you'll notice in the pictures supplied to the Tax Commission in the appraisal from the Assessor's Office, starting at page 16, you can see the property has been completely renovated. It's hardwood throughout. There's brand new appliances. It looks to average to very good condition. The description on Trulia.com states that the recently updated with fresh paint, recently tiled bath, hardwood throughout, stainless steel appliances, microwave, range vent, light, laundry center and unit, central air and heat, water paid. This is coming from Trulia.com. It's currently not off market, which means it's not listed. So it's kind of hard to say that the property wouldn't command the value that we're requesting because the taxpayer, quote unquote, is selling it, but it's not listed. So you can't say what the market would bring if you're not listing it on the market. According to the third-party documentation, as well as photos provided to us from permits and our own field inspection, this property has been renovated. And you can see, like I said, this is not a property that is in fair condition, poor condition. This is an average to good, I would say, because it's been renovated. The bathroom's renovated, the floors have been redone. It's currently, both sides are rented out for $1,100 a month. The income approach done by the staff's appraisal lists the property at 264. Our appraisal is at 257. We're requesting the commission rule in our favor at 257 because our appraisal and the tax emissions is right in the same ballpark. We're slightly low, so in good faith, we did extend that offer to the taxpayer, but he refused.
Thank you. We'll hear from the LTC appraiser, George.
Yes, sir. Good morning, George Wallace, Louisiana Tax Commission. I appraised the subject property at 4221 Bowdoin Street. The land value was contested, although I included a sales comparison of a land grid, and it's supported at 64,800. I did do a sales comparison approach and came in at a value of 263,000. I did an income approach and came in at 264,000. Correlated it and went with the sales comparison approach at 263,000. That would be 64,800 for the land, 198,200 for the improvements.
Thank you, George. Question for the Assessor's Office. You had 257 or 250?
The board review at 257. We're requesting our appraisal at 250. I'm sorry, the board review is at 250. We're requesting 257. Like I said, that's the value we have rolled over at 250. So it currently sits at 250. That's, that's our request, but that's where it currently sits at the 250. Yeah.
Questions from the commission?
So just to be clear, Mr. Almaraz, the current appraisal where the tax bill is at the 250.
Correct. The reason why we're requesting the 257 is the interior photos that were not available to us when it was originally set at 250 show a renovated property. So that is why we're requesting 257, even though it's slightly higher. But you are correct. The current value is 250.
Any other questions from the commission? There are none. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to make the full price of 250,000, which is 64,800 land, improvements $185,200, which is 250,000.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Can I redress?
Any?
Can I say something? Yeah, I mean, the inside is nice. That's the only way I can rent that place because when you walk through it, it's like walking on a roller coaster. That's how bad the foundation is. But it still doesn't take away the fact that the foundation, a house is only as good as its foundation. And I mean, I don't know, you see, look at the pictures of that porch, it's crumbling. I mean, it's coming down. It's concrete and it is coming down. So I don't think I'm asking for anything that's unfair. At the time, I discussed the land value with the gentleman who did the appraisal, Wallace, I believe is his name. I had seen the property across the street from me listed at 40,000, but apparently that was some sort of I don't know what it was, but it was later sold right after that for 64. Maybe the woman, I knew the woman who was lived there before the house was knocked over. And it showed her selling the house or her getting the house, and I didn't look at it that close, for 40,000, but then she turned around and sold it for 64 or 65,000. So I'm no longer disputing that. Any questions? Motion on the table, set the value at 250. Is there any objection? Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion
Motion is adopted.
No problem.
The next item on our agenda is the appeal of Old Oaks Holding versus Assessor LG Williams in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25221-71008.
Okay. Russell Amras for the Orleans Parish Assessor's Office. The property was appealed in 24. The docket number was 23-22171-063. The decision by the commission was for 360,000. The 25 appeal was withdrawn by the taxpayer. No documentation has been provided to us. We're requesting the commission uphold the decision of 360,000.
We'll hear from George Wallace, the LTC appraiser.
Yes, sir. Again, George Wallace. I'll be brief. This was, the land value was uncontested. I did a sales comparison approach at 333,000, income approach 332,000, final value 333,000. That's 64,700 to the land, 268,300 to the improvements.
Questions from the commission? Your motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to uphold the assessor's value at 360,000, 64,700 for land, 295,300 for improvements.
Okay, we have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have the appeal of Old Oaks Holding versus Assessor LG Williams in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25221-71009.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is same situation as last time. In fact, the rest of these appeals are all going to be the same situation. We're requesting the commission uphold the decision from last year.
Okay, we'll hear from LTC appraiser, Mr. Wallace.
Again, land value is uncontested at 62,200. Improvements 180,800 for a value of 243,000. I had a sales comparison approach at 243,000, income 239,000.
Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the parish assessor's appraisal at land at 62,200, improvements at 228,500, for a total of 290,700.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have a dual appeal of Old Oaks Holding versus Assessor LG Williams in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25221-71010, and the appeal of Assessor LG Williams versus Old Oaks Holdings LLC in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25221-71030.
Mr. Alvarez?
Good morning, Commissioners. The same situation. We had dealt with this property last year. The commission rendered a decision. The Board of Review reduced the value from the commission's decision. We're just requesting to uphold your decision from last year.
We'll hear from the LTC appraiser, George.
Yes, sir. Again, land value uncontested at 61,100. improvements 253,900. Final estimated value is 315,000.
George, did you do the appraisal last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was the value last year? Do you have it? And what
Uh,
changed this year?
It was the same.
Same. Okay, thank you. Okay, questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to, set the value at 374,000. That's 61,100 on the land and 312,900 on the improvement.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have Old Oaks Holding, docket number 25-221-71013.
Good morning, Commissioners. Same situation. We're just asking you to uphold your decision from last year.
Okay, LTC appraiser, Mr. Wallace?
Yes, sir. George Wallace. I did the appraisal at 625 Hennessy, had a sales comparison approach of 319,000, income approach 322,000, final estimated value 321,000. That's 97,200 to the land, 223,800 to the improvements.
Any questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I call a motion to make total value 356,000, which is 97,200 for land, improvements $258,800, total of 356,000.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have the appeal of Old Oaks Holding, docket number 25-221-71014.
Good morning, Commissioners. Same situation. We're just requesting the commission uphold their value from last year.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes, I performed a sales comparison approach and had a value of 325,000. Income approach 322,000. Final correlated value 323,000. 62,300 to the land, 260,700 for the improvements.
Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have the appeal of Old Oaks Holding, docket number 25-221-71016.
Good morning, Commissioners. Same situation. We're requesting the uphold last year's value.
Okay, Mr. Wallace?
Yes, sir. I had a final value of $240,000. That was using the sales comparison approach and income approach. Again, 240,000, 45,400 to the land, 194,600 to the improvements.
Okay. Any questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to uphold the value at 298,000, land at 45,400, improvements at 252,600.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have the appeal of Old Oaks Holding LLC, docket number 25-221-77019.
Good morning, Commissioners. Same situation as last time.
Luke, we saved the best for last, man.
Well, you shouldn't have. Good morning, Commissioners. Luke Brewer with the Tax Commission. I did a appraisal on 1927 Fern Street. This is a repeat. I did a full interior inspection previously last year, I believe in May. I reached out to the appellant prior to completing this appraisal, and he stated that nothing has changed inside. His concerns are that the market is depressed since I've looked at it the year prior. However, since the effective date is still 1/1/2023, I can't look at newer sales data, so my report effectively remained the same. Developed both the sales comparison approach and income approach, and after giving those consideration, I have a value of 216,000, which is an undisputed land value of 108 and an improvement value of 108.
Okay, thank you, Luke. Questions from the
Yes, sir.
commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to settle on 238,000 total value. That's 108,000 on the land and 130,000 on the improvement.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Please note that the remainder of our agenda has either been settled or withdrawn.
Are there any other matters to come before the commission today? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair, I call a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted and we adjourn at 9:20.